Alright, what's up everybody? So it has been a good 2 days since I watched the first two episodes of Attack on Titan, and I guess the first couple of signs are already showing that I might be able to really get into this show, because I actually caught myself, simply putting on like the theme song for it already a couple of times in these past 48 hours. I've been together with Josh, editing, the videos for it and stuff. So what I really like about it, about this approach that I'm taking by, reacting to these episodes in a video format, is that now I get a little bit more time to take him in. Normally if there was something that I would have wanted to binge, I would have binged it literally, and I would have not paid attention to the small details. I guess I would have not really questioned things. I would have just been on board for the ride and letting it all play out in front of me, if that makes sense. Whereas now I get a little bit more time to ask myself, like, okay, what is actually going on here? And oh, this must clearly be them teasing some purposeful stuff, right? So I really like that. Also helped me to kind of clear up a couple of the questions already that I had been asking myself, and that maybe by now some of you have been also putting in the comments. But at first I wasn't really sure what the whole deal was with the several rings, right, and which area we exactly found ourselves in the beginning. At least Aaron, right, where he lives. But I figured now that it was actually the outer ring, and then there is some weird kind of extra ports attached to it, where I guess there is like cities. I assume there's also cities on the other ones. But yeah, so it's kind of a weird structure, and I guess right now we are maybe going a bit more inwards then or something. I'm not sure. Again, on the outer side, they didn't really know what was going on, right? And on the inner side, it's that's the thing. It's massive. I think it spans a couple 100 kilometers or something, right? So, yeah, there is lots of basically environment still within that ring as well. We had a little bit of a tease, kind of, I remember, of, I guess, sort of like the government or whatever of that particular, massive place, like I said. So I guess they are more towards kind of the intersection of everything, whereas Aaron starts his adventure way more on the outside. And so, yeah, now I'm kind of curious to see, like, where that's going to take him, right? They've now basically joined, I guess, kind of the military, and Aaron has sworn to, take the Titans down, right? I'm still not really sure how they're going to do that. Like, I don't know what weaponry they would use, or, of course, we've gotten some teasers of how they would do it, right? But, like, I don't know, it doesn't seem all that effective to me, the way it's been shown, at least so far, right? Which is also why, of course, their own town got completely overrun, and they had no means to defend themselves, basically. So, yeah, I'm honestly not sure. There's a couple more other things that have, of course, been teased. For example, one thing I noticed is that once again, I'm talking about Aaron, but he gets these weird visions, right? And there was that whole segment with his dad already in the first episode, where the dad was apparently teasing that there was something in the basement that he would show him later on or something like that, which at first I didn't really pay too much attention to until now. I kind of like got the chance to go over that once again because I was looking through the edit and stuff like that. So, yeah, that was already teased. Then in the second episode, I think he got some weird vision and suddenly had the key. So I'm not really sure what's up with that yet. I still have lots of questions. And again, some things maybe just didn't become, or maybe they should have been clear already. I'm not sure. Once again, I hope you don't judge me for it, right? I tried my very best to pay attention as much as possible. But that's the thing. Like, so far, I would say these episodes can go quite fast. Of course, they are short, but I would say quite a lot of stuff happens. And so you really do need to pay attention. At least so far, that's been my experience. And that's what I plan to do. But for now, I guess I've said enough, and we should simply get going with the third episode. So yeah, I very much look forward to seeing where things will be taken now. So here we go. I guess we're immediately starting with the intro this time. I love the song, man. Already. It's so epic. Yeah, I definitely hear some electric guitar in there, which means I should probably try to learn this one, but yeah. Again, I find it weird the kind of weaponry they are attacking them with. Because I would think it's, once again, ineffective, but I guess we're gonna find out. A dim light in the darkness of despair. Humanity rises again.
おい貴様貴様は何者だ
志願しなく出身アルミン・アルレルトです。
そうかバカみてえな名前だな親がつけたのか
祖父がつけてくれました。
アルレルト貴様は何しにここに来た
人類の勝利の役に立つためです。
それは素晴らしいな貴様は巨人の餌になってもらおう違うぞ貴様は豚小屋出身家畜以下だ
はあ、自分は家畜以下であります。
あの恫喝には何の意味が
通過儀礼だそれまでの自分を否定してまっさらな状態から兵士に適した人材を育てる
Sounds like manipulation to me, psychotherapy.
何しにここに来た
憲兵団に入って内地で暮らすためです。
そうか貴様は内地に行きたいのか
はい。
I'm guessing the further inwards you go, there's kind of people with higher status living there.
この敬礼は公に心臓を捧げる決意を示すものだと貴様の心臓は右にあるのか
Dude, what the fuck is up with this guy?
おい貴様貴様だ貴様に言ってるんだ何者なんだ貴様は
同流道で南区ダンパー村出身サシャ・ブラウスです。
貴様が右手に持っているものは何だ
ふかした芋です。調理場にちょっと不愛のものがあったのでつい
I couldn't think of anything
なぜだ
less tasty to eat than a boiled potato.
冷めてしまっては
I despise potatoes.
いやわからないななぜ貴様は芋を食べた
Exactly.
それは何故人は芋を食べる
He's got a point
という
there.
話でしょうか。
This is the first time I can relate to this guy.
半分どうぞ。
半
おいあの芋女まだ走らされてるぞすごいな5時間ぶっ通しか見たことあるのか超大型巨人ああだから見たことあるっておお本当かどれくらい大きいんだ壁から顔を出すぐらいだ
何矢を破った鎧の巨人は
そう呼ばれてるけど
That's the other one, right? The one we saw in the second episode, I guess? Yeah. There's like different ones. And yeah, that's not the one he wants to be remembered of, obviously.
いろいろ違うぞ巨人なんてな実際大したことでこの世から巨人を駆逐する奴らをぶっ殺して
おいおい正気か今お前調査兵団に入るって言ったのか俺は正直者なんでね心底怯えながらも勇敢気取ってやがる奴よりはよっぽど爽やかだと思うがなあ
そりゃ俺のことかやめなよ
おいおい俺は別にあんたの考えを否定したいわけじゃないんだこれで手打ちにしよう
Yeah.
俺も悪かっ
Oh, I'm surprised. I wouldn't assume him to be the character that would go for that solution.
なああんた
I guess anime characters are just like anime viewers. Thirsty as hell.
見慣れない顔立ちだと思ったなついすまないとても綺麗な黒髪だ
どうも。
Oh my god. What the fuck is happening?
それだけしかないけど取っておいたの。 まず先に水を飲まないと。神様ですか？あなたが
おい、何やってんだお前ら。
I'm not gonna lie, but this episode is pretty confusing so far.
ずっと走りっぱなしで。
お前
まずは貴様らの適性を見る。これができない奴はおとりにも使えん。開拓士に移ってもらう。
見ろ、全くブレがない。何をどうすればいいのか全てわかるのだろう。素質とはそういうものだ。
彼は
それこそ素質というものだろう。たとえ気合が十分でも人並み以上にできないこともある。
何をやっているエレン・イェーガー、状態を起こせ。
なんだこれ、こんなのどうやって。嘘だろ。
Hey, he's trying, man. Yeah, that probably hurts.
なだぜ、あいつ確か昨日巨人を皆殺しにしてやるとか言ってたやつだよな。
まあ明日には開拓地域だろ。役立たずに食わせる飯はねえからよ。
エレン、
情けねえ。こんなんじゃ奴らを根絶やしにすることなんか。
もうそんなこと目
Man,
指す。
he's immediately having his spirit crushed already.
なんだって。
兵士を目指すべきじゃないと言っている。何も命を投げ打つことだけが戦うことじゃない。心配しなくていい。その時は私も一緒に行くから。つまりそれもらってもいいってことですか？
I'm not gonna lie, but sometimes I'm genuinely confused what I'm even looking at.
だって悪いけど俺才能のないやつは去るしかないだっけ。どっちだったっけ。
Damn, dude, I did not expect Aaron to kind of like hit this low already so fast.
ライナー。
木に家畜が騒がしくて耳慣れない地響きが次第に大きくなっていった。いつしかそれが何かの足音だと気づいて、そうして急いで窓を開けたら。
Back at it again with the creepy smiles.
帰れなくなった故郷に帰る。俺の中にあるのはこれだけだ。絶対に何としてもだ。
君はなんで兵士に。
俺は殺さなきゃならねえと思った。この手で巨人どもを皆殺しにしなきゃならねえって。
ベルトの調整から見直してみろ。明日はうまくいく。お前ならやれるはずだ。エレン・イェーガーだったっけ。
ああ、ありがとうよ。ライナー・ブラウンだよな。
エレン・イェーガー、覚悟はいいか。
はい、やる。俺はやる。
始めろ。
He's definitely got the drive.
理屈なんか知らん。根拠もない。でも俺にはそれしかねえ。これが俺の武器だ。できた。
I mean, that's still better than last time, for sure.
俺は
ワグナー、イェーガーとベルトの交換をしろ。
はい。
What? It's
装
like
備の
the.
欠陥だ。
Oh, wow.
貴様が使用していたベルトの金が破損していた。ここが破損するなど聞いたことはないが、新たに整備項目に加える必要があるな。 じゃああいつ壊れた装備で一時はすごいな。じゃ
I guess he did
あ判断は
even better than
問題ない。修練に励め。
could be possible, really. So I guess we had quite a bit of a feel-good ending there. You know, obviously it became clear actually that although at first I was a little bit surprised, like I said during the reaction, that like, okay, Eren seemed really driven, of course, right? And we saw that already in the second episode. He is very much driven by his emotion, obviously. The fact that his mother died, that he wants to take these titans down. That became very clear to us from the get-go, right? But in this episode, we almost immediately saw that like he basically didn't seem to have the talent or skill necessarily required, right? By him failing so much to use that gear. But at the very end, it seemed that his equipment was defective, right? And so he actually did a much better job than anyone could have had or could have done with equipment like that. But other than that, this episode really was kind of a weird one, I gotta say. And I know that is something to kind of be expected, I guess, sometimes with anime, right? And this is what I was always maybe talking about, that like, this is gonna take me some time getting used to it, probably. You know what I mean? I mean, it's not that I minded or something at all, but I just had kind of a hard time like figuring out what mattered in terms of the story and what didn't, right? Like we basically were introduced in this episode to a lot of characters that the main cast, which I guess is Eren and Mikasa and Armin, right? That they are surrounded by, but I'm not I assume all of them are going to play some bigger part, basically, that we all saw, right? But, you know, right now in this third episode, it just basically came down to introductions to these characters, and it went very fast. And some of the scenes, you know, I mean, some were pretty funny, like that girl with the potato and stuff like that. And then when she's running around the whole camp and you see her finally sort of like collapsing by the end of the evening or something, I like that. But then those weird scenes where she's like taking the bread from another girl, I think it was. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I don't even know, honestly. So my apologies once again. I hope that's kind of normal and not I hope you don't blame me for it, right? But things just went very fast, and therefore I literally just before I started recording this review quickly read the summary once again to make sure that I remembered everything. But yeah, I basically did come to the point that everything went kind of fast, and you know, I guess this was, I would say, kind of an in-between episode, just to show us that, you know, they are basically trying to get ready to take the Titans down, which I assume is gonna kind of like start happening. I don't know yet really if it's going to be like from here on out, but obviously that's what we're working up towards. And this would be very much needed, of course, to get to that point. But like I said, I think it's also meant to be an introduction to a lot of the characters that they are going to be surrounded by, which we will learn a lot more about later on. So with that being said, I think that pretty much summarizes it all. So once again, I look forward to continuing, and we're going to see where, you know, episode 4 will be taking us. And if hopefully things become a little bit more clear. But with that being said, thank you all for checking it out, and I'll see you all in the next one.